He said, and know that if the entire mankind were to come together, if the entire creation should come together to grant you any benefit, they will not be able to do so except what Allah has written for you. That is to say, what He has predetermined and written for you in the preserved tablet. And if they were to come together to cause you any harm, they will not be able to harm you except what Allah has written for you. This entails having faith in divine decree and preordainment, and that mankind does not have the ability to benefit you or harm you except what Allah has written for you through them of benefit or harm. So they are only a means, but the one who brings benefit and harm is Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. If Allah orders them to benefit you, they will benefit you. And if He does not order them, they will not benefit you. And if He orders them as well to harm you, they will harm you. So it is obligatory upon you to believe in divine decree and preordainment. Then he said, the pens have been raised and the pages are dried. The meaning is that Allah's decree has been predetermined and concluded and can never be altered. The preordainments of Allah can never be changed. His saying, the pens have been raised. The pens that wrote the decrees and preordainments, and the pages are dried. The pages on which the divine decrees are written. So this entails the matters of belief in divine decree and preordainment. And it was the advice given to Ibn Abbas and others that he should believe in divine decree and preordainment. If a slave believes in the divine decree and preordainment, he will be contented with Allah from begging the people and seeking help from the people most times. In the second version, the Prophet said, seek nearness to Allah during prosperity. He will know you in adversity. Be close to Allah in all your situations when you are prosperous, not in need of anything. Do not turn away from Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. Be close to Allah by obeying Him and refraining from disobeying Him. Allah the Exalted said, nay, verily, man does transgress all bounds in disbelief and evil deed. Because he considers himself self-sufficient. Therefore, if a man considers himself self-sufficient, he will forget about Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, and thinks that he is not in need of Allah, but if he falls sick, he turns to Allah. However, if he is cured, he forgets about Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. This evil condition indicates weakness of faith. His saying, he will know you in adversity, means that when you fall into any danger or adversity while you were obedient to Allah at times of prosperity, Allah will certainly save you through your righteous deeds, like what happened in the Hadith of the companions of the rock, who were shut in the cave by the rock and were unable to come out, because they had previous righteous deeds. Allah granted them relief. One made tawassul to Allah with his kindness to his parents. The other made tawassul to Allah the Mighty and Sublime with his avoiding illicit sexual intercourse out of fear of Allah, while the third did tawassul to Allah the Mighty and Sublime with his trust and preservation of the wage of the worker who abandoned his wage with him and left. He preserved it and invested it, and when he came back to him, he gave it to him. So Allah granted them a way out. Allah the Mighty and Sublime says regarding the dwellers of the paradise, Verily they were before this in the world muhsinun, good doers. They used to sleep but little by night, invoking their Lord Allah and praying with fear and hope. In the hours before dawn they were found asking Allah for forgiveness. And in their properties there was the right of the beggar and the mahrum, the poor who does not ask the others. Before that they were good doers in the world. Allah the Mighty and Sublime also stated about Yunus, peace be upon him, the companion of the whale. Had he not been of the who glorify Allah, that is, he used to offer prayers at times of prosperity, he would have indeed remained inside its belly, the fish, till the day of resurrection. Allah saved him by means of his righteous deeds. He did previously, so a Muslim knows Allah in adversity and prosperity. As for a disbeliever, he does not know Allah except in times of adversity. Allah the Exalted said, and when harm touches you upon the sea, those that you call upon besides him vanish from you, except him, Allah alone. But when he brings you safely to land, you turn away from him. When the disbelievers are in danger, they sincerely invoke Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. As for the believer, he knows Allah in all situations. In time of prosperity and adversity, he said, you should know also that help comes with perseverance. A person will be tested in this worldly life, and so he will be exposed to pains, difficulties, and undesirable things. However, he should be patient, because the adversities will disappear and will not remain forever. So he should deal with the adversities by being patient over it till Allah will remove it from him. He should neither worry nor become angry, but if a person becomes worried and angry, Allah will leave him. He said, and that relief comes after distress. Each time the distress intensifies, look forward to relief, because the relief of Allah is near. Allah the Mighty and Sublime said, so verily with the hardship there is relief. Verily with the hardship there is relief. There is one hardship with two reliefs, so one hardship cannot overcome two reliefs. He also said, until even their messenger and those who believed with him said, when is the help of Allah? Unquestionably, the help of Allah is near. So if the matter becomes severe, you should know that Allah's relief is near. Do not lose hope or despair of Allah's mercy. One day the Prophet came out happy, delighted and smiling, while saying, one hardship can never overpower two reliefs. One hardship can never overpower two reliefs. So verily with the hardship there is relief. Verily with the hardship there is relief. There is one hardship with two reliefs, so one hardship cannot overcome two reliefs. Hardship was mentioned once because it was introduced with alif and lam, the definite article, and it is one hardship. But the relief al-yusr is indefinite and reiterated twice, implying repetition. So with every hardship there are two reliefs. This is part of Allah's favor. That shows that it is necessary that a person should never allow an issue to constrict him, nor despair of Allah's mercy. Rather, he should always ever expect good from Allah. There is no one in this world that is completely alright. It is completely inevitable that some calamity befalls him, because the most afflicted of people are the prophets, then the more eminent and the eminent. So it is incumbent on him to handle these issues with patience, for help comes with perseverance and relief comes after distress. Patience over hardship is by waiting for relief from Allah. Glorious is He and exalted. He will never abandon His slave. However, He will test him in order for him to show his patience, forbearance, and faith in Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. This is a tremendous hadith and an important advice Allah's Messenger gave the Ummah through this blessed young boy. From amongst Hadith 20, from amongst those who fought in the Badr campaign, may Allah be pleased with him, said, Allah's Messenger said, from what the people have comprehended of the saying of the past prophets is that if you do not feel any sense of shyness, then do what you like. This is also a magnificent hadith. The Prophet stated in it that if you do not feel any sense of shyness, shyness is an important trait that restrains a person from many things that do not befit him, such as vile, despicable and evil characters. The one who has shyness desists from what is not befitting because the sense of shame would restrain him. That is why shyness is part of faith. The Prophet said, shyness is branch of faith. As for the individual who has no sense of shame, that is proof of his weak faith, and for the one with sense of shame, that is evidence as well of completeness of his faith.